Hello again, everyone. Terry Earthwind Nichols from my offices here in evolutionaryhealer.com in Asheville, North Carolina. A little stuffy around here today. We're starting to enjoy our humidity and sunshine here in beautiful western mountains of North Carolina. Well, welcome back. Thank you for coming again. Last Monday, we talked a little bit about the CR process and basically how it works, and very little about how we help our clients solve the mystery. So let's talk about solving the mystery today. How's that? When we go through three memories, very specifically sequenced, question and answer process that we take everyone through, we end up with some missing, odd, and can't be remembered information that is significant in where we're going to ultimately go. We have found that anywhere from 80 to 90% of the time, the first memory has something to do with where we're ultimately going to go. Although that memory is simply, people are just picking out a memory that's not good or bad, just they like to remember it a lot with friends and family. But 80 to 90% of the time, someone in that memory or the place of the memory has something to do with where we're going to go. Very interesting, isn't it? So, missing, odd, and can't be remembered information. So what does that mean? If I was there with you, we talked about the baked bread last Monday. And if we were in the bakery shop together, there's things that my senses would be alerted to that may not be alerted. So let's use a different example today. My client's sitting on the end of the dock at her grandma and grandfather's lake cabin out on the lake dock. Her legs are swinging over the side of the dock, barely touching the water. And we ask her to stop and freeze frame the memory, not tell us about the story of the memory and the motions and their emotions, therefore, that would be associated with that, but rather we want her to use her five senses to describe the memory for us. Here's a good example about missing information. If she sat on that dock and came to Grandma and Grandma's house for 5 straight summers for a month and a half each time, she'd have a pretty good idea of what's surrounding the area. Our client, when she was sitting on that dock, though, could not see anything down the left side of her memory. It was blank. In fact, it was the color black. Okay. And a good example of odd information is a client was describing visually what all was in a cabin, and she told us about the cabin ahead of time, that there was no bathrooms, or there was no utilities, no electric lights, nothing there. However, when she was describing the cabin, something surprising showed up. A brand new white kitchen counter and a microwave. Now that's awfully odd information to pass on. So a third great example of a memory where something should be there and they can't remember it. So can't be remembered information. One client swam all summer long, every day that she possibly could, for several years in the community pool just down the street from where she lived. When she was asked visually where everything is around the pool, so we as practitioners can see what she sees, she left off the area where there would be locker rooms and restrooms. Okay? So when we asked her about that, she says, I don't know, I can't remember. So, okay. So after the 3 memories, we brought her back to the swimming pool and asked her, can you see The locker rooms now. Oh, yeah, they're right over there. Okay, good. You can see them before. Who's over there? Is there anybody over there that you don't want to see? And she said, he's over there. When we get the word she or the word he in repetitive behavior cellular regression, we have a sexual perpetrator. So that would be one strong example of how we do that. Now, why do we have your eyes closed and geographically separated on Skype? If you and I were talking right now, your emotions and your ego and everything would be alerted. You would be on stage, so to speak. Okay? However, if we're geographically separated and look at each other on a camera, it's not so much. When I have you close your eyes, two things happen. Okay, well, there's a series of things can happen. When we freeze frame, we take the motion of a memory away. If we have no motion of the memory, then we have no emotion of the memory, and ego is shut off as well. An excellent example would be somebody who is really suffering seriously bad, and we have had them, with PTSD or suicide ideation, okay? And when we're able to get them quiet, just breathe for a couple minutes, or even a couple of breaths, stop the memory, stop the story of memory, and therefore stop the emotion of the memory, they calm right down. And they're perfectly calm for 2 to 3 hours. Let's see if session happens. All the while, though, when we get close to something, as I've talked about before, things occur to the body, and voluntary muscles start doing involuntary things, or not with the conscious mind telling it to do that. Okay. So we get all of these pieces of information. They're kind of puzzle pieces, because now the client is questioning, well, I didn't remember that, or whatever there may be going on. But as we start asking these questions, something significant happens. They all start to slide together, and they start to finish off these 3 memories. And boom, all of a sudden, we are in a memory that our client has not remembered since it happened. Okay? Now, 8% of the time is sexual contact, all the way up to full sexual intercourse of an adult with a child, usually before 3 years of age. 20% of the time, adult said something stupid, and they internalized it, and it was so emotionally charged that they created an amnesic event. They have amnesia around it. Well, nothing broke in the mind. It didn't go crazy or anything. The mind is doing what it's told to do. It's told never to remember this memory again. So the subconscious creates this block of active energy around memory. And to make sure that you can't find it, it sets up a little wall that's one way, like a filter. The stuff will go through one way, but it won't come back through the other way. So it's hidden. You can't find it. That's its job. Friday we'll go into more detail about how that works and how we actually find the alternate neural pathway to this amnesic memory and actually walk in the back door. It's very interesting. Thanks for being with me today here on Mentor's Corner. I'm certainly having a great time, and I hope to see you Friday. And thanks for all you guys that have showed up today. Thank you very much.